Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of my tutorial video channel. In this episode, I shall discuss how equivalent units can be applied in marginal costing in decision-making situations. Here I will solve one numerical problem which is given on the whiteboard. Please look at the whiteboard. The problem goes like this. A firm produces a standard mix of A 15,000 units, B 10,000 units and C 10,000 units. Total variable cost is 209,000, fixed cost 2 per unit, and the cost ratio between A, B and C are 1:1.5:1.75, and the selling price of A is 6.25, of B is 7.50 and of C is 10.50. And currently with this cost structure and the standard product mix, the firm is incurring a loss of 5250. Since the firm is incurring a loss, the management of the firm is contemplating a change in the product mix, and 3 alternative product mix proposals have come forward. Mix 1 consists of 18,000 units of A, 12,000 units of B and 7,000 units of C. Mix 2 consists of 15,000 units of A, 6,000 units of B and 13,000 units of C. And mix 3 consists of 22,000 units of A, 8,000 units of B and 8,000 units of C. Now what is required? We have to find out which is the most acceptable product mix. That means which product mix gives the company the maximum profit. Now when you are going to solve these type of problems where the cost ratio is given, we have to find out the standard product mix in terms of one product. Since the ratios are 1:1.5:1.75, it will be convenient if we find out the product mix as equivalent of production of A. So we start solving this problem. Standard products mix, standard product mix as equivalent of A. A 15,000 into 1, that is 15,000. B 10,000 into 1.5 is equal to 15,000, and C 10,000 into 1.75, that is 17,500. Okay, so we have converted the product mix as equivalent of product A. So now we can add the total production, that is 30 plus 17,500, that is 47,500. So 47,500 is the current production of the firm in terms of product A. Now total variable cost is given, so you can easily find out the variable cost per unit by dividing 209,000 by 47,500. Therefore, variable cost per unit as equivalent of A is equal to 209,000 divided by 47,500. That gives us, let's see what it comes to. 209,000 divided by 47,500. So we get 4.4. So 4.4 is a variable cost per unit of product A, because we have converted the total production as equivalent of A. Therefore, we can find out the variable cost per unit of A, B and C. Therefore, variable cost per unit of A is equal to 4.4 into 1, B is equal to 4.4 into 1.5, and variable cost of C is equal to 4.4 into 1.75. So this is 4.40, and here 4.4 into 1.5, that is 6.60, and the variable cost per unit of C is 4.4 multiplied by 1.75, so we get 7.7. So we have calculated the variable cost per unit of producing A, B and C as 4.40, 6.60 and 7.70. Now we know the selling price per unit, so we can easily find out the contribution. We have already discussed the different formulae which are used in marginal costing. Still, for a quick recap, sales minus variable cost is equal to contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is equal to profit. Contribution by sales into 100 is equal to PV ratio, that is profit volume ratio. Break even point BEP in terms of units is equal to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, and BEP in sales value is equal to fixed cost divided by PV ratio, and margin of safety is equal to total sales minus BEP sales or profit by PV ratio. You can use either of these formulae according to the information given in the problem. In this particular problem, we need only these two formulae, and these are not required in this particular problem. Okay, so I am erasing this part. It has already been discussed in details in other videos. Yeah. because I have to solve this problem and I don't have much space. So variable cost per unit has been found out, and we have the sales price per unit given in the problem, so we can find out the contribution per unit. So contribution per unit A is 6.25 minus 4.4. Contribution of per unit of B is 7.50 minus 6.60, and contribution per unit of C is 10.50 minus 7.70. So we get contribution per unit of A, B and C as 6.25 minus 4.4. This gives us 6.6 minus 6.25 minus 4.4, 1.85. Here it is 0.90 and here 10.5 minus 7.7, so we get 2.8. So these are the contributions per unit of A, B and C. So here we can make the comparative profitability of different product mixes, as we have found out contribution per unit. Now what about fixed cost? Fixed cost is 2 per unit, and remember fixed cost is based on the standard production. What is the standard production? 10 plus 15 plus 10. This means total standard output is 35,000. So fixed cost two per unit into 35,000. 35,000 has been derived by adding 15,000, 10,000 and 10,000. So total fixed cost is 70,000. Okay. Now let's see the profitability of the different mixes. Profitability of mixes. First, mix 1. Contribution A, 18,000 into 1.85. So contribution of A is, total contribution of A is 18,000 into 1.85. Total contribution of B in product mix 1 is 12,000 into 0.90, and total contribution of C is 7,000 into 2.80. Let us see what we get. 18,000 into 1.85 is equal to 33,300. So 33,300. This is 12,000 into 0.90. That is 10,800. And total contribution of C is 7,000 into 2.8. That is 19,600. Yeah. Therefore, total contribution, we add up these three. So total contribution is 63,700. And what is the total fixed cost? 70,000 calculated. So we deduct fixed cost from contribution to arrive at profit or loss. And here fixed cost is more than the total contribution. Therefore, the firm is incurring a loss as depicted by product mix 1. So here loss is 6,300. Okay. Yeah, 6,300 is a loss the firm would incur if the firm adopts product mix 1. Now let us see the profitability of product mix 2. Here we write mix 2, A, B and C. Total contribution of A in product mix 2 is 15,000 into 1.85. Total contribution of B in product mix 2 is 6,000 into 0.90, and total contribution of C in product mix 3 is 13,000 into 2.80. Correct? So 15,000 into 1.85, we get 27,750. $6,000 into 0.90, we get 5,400, and 13,000 into 2.8, we get 36,400. Yeah. So total contribution is 36,400 plus 5,400 plus 27,750. So we get 69,550. So total contribution from product mix 2, the proposed product mix 2 is 69,550. And from total contribution we deduct fixed cost of 70,000. This means a loss of 450. Correct? Since I have already written loss, so I erase the negative side. So product mix is giving a loss of 6,300 and proposed product mix 2 is giving a loss of 450. Now we see the profitability of product mix 3. A, B and C. Total contribution of A in product mix 3 is 22,000 multiplied by 1.85. Total contribution of B in product mix 3 is 8,000 into 0.90, and total contribution of product C in product mix 3 is 8,000 into 2.80. So let us see what we get. $40,700. 22,000 into 1.85 is equal to 40,700. 8,000 into 0.90 is 7,200 and 8,000 into 2.80 22,400. Okay. So we add up to find out the total contribution of product mix 3. So total contribution is this plus this plus this equal to 70,300. Now from total cost we deduct the total fixed cost to find out the profit. So total cost minus total contribution minus fixed cost, that is 70,000. This gives a profit of 300. Again, I am telling you, you can take any currency you feel like. I have not mentioned any currency. You can take dollar, pound, yen, rupee, whichever you feel like. Okay, so we have found out the profitability of the alternative proposed product mixes. And what are the profitabilities? Profit from mix 1 is minus 6300, that is a loss of 6300. The loss from product mix 2 is 450, and only product mix 3 is giving a profit of 300 to the company. So product mix 3 is most profitable, hence it is the most acceptable product mix. That means the firm should adopt this product mix in order to overcome the loss the firm is incurring right now. Okay. So what we have done in the first step, we have found out the total production in terms of product A, that is the standard production has been converted as equivalent of A. Why? Because the cost ratio is 1:1.5:1.75. So total production, total standard production as equivalent of A is 47,500, and total variable cost is given as 209,000. So the variable cost per unit of A is 4.40. So variable cost of B is 4.40 into 1.5, and variable cost of C is 4.40 is into 1.75. So we get the variable cost per unit of A, B and C as 4.40, 6.60 and 7.70 respectively. Now the sales prices are given. Sales price of A is 6.25, of B is 7.50 and of C is 10.50. So here in this step we have calculated the contribution margin, that is the contribution per unit of three products. So contribution per unit of product A is 6.25 minus 4.40. Contribution per unit of product B is 7.50 minus 6.60, and contribution per unit of product C is 10.50 minus 7.70. So we get the contribution of A as 1.85, of B as 0.90 and of C as 2.80. Now in the next step we have found out the total fixed cost. Total fixed cost is given as 2 per unit, and 2 per unit is calculated on the basis of standard production. And what is the total standard output? Total standard output is 15,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000, that is 35,000. Therefore total fixed cost of the firm is 35,000 into 2, that is 70,000. Correct? So we have found out the contribution margin, contribution per unit. We have found out the total cost. So now we can easily find out the profitability of different mixes, which we have done here in this part. Contribution of A in product mix 1 is 18,000 into 1.85, of product B is 12,000 into 0.90, and the product C is 7,000 into 2.80. So we get the total contribution of mix 1 is 63,700. From there we deduct the fixed cost which we have calculated as 70,000, that is 35,000 into 2. So we get a loss of 6,300. That means product mix 1 is giving a loss of 6,300 to the firm. Now let us see what is happening in case of product mix 2. Total contribution of A is 15,000 into 1.85. B is 6,000 into 0.90. And total contribution of C is 13,000 into 2.80. So we get the total contribution as 69,550. From total contribution we have deducted the fixed cost, which is 70,000, and we see that it is giving a loss of 450. And what is happening in case of product mix 3, which I have done here? Total contribution of A is 22,000 into 1.85. Total contribution of B is 8,000 into 0.90, and of C is 8,000 into 2.80. So we get total contribution of 70,300 of product mix 3. From there I have total contribution I have deducted the fixed cost, which is 70,000. So we get a profit of 300. This means product mix 3 is the most profitable, hence it is acceptable to the firm. The firm can apply this product mix in order to overcome the unhealthy business situation right now. That is, to overcome the loss of 5250 which the firm is currently incurring. Okay, so far so good. This is enough for this video. I believe you have enjoyed this video. I mean, the total calculation is well understood by you. Still, should you have any doubt in your mind, if you have any query, if you think a particular point needs further explanation, please feel comfortable to let me know through the comment section. I shall be more than glad to reply to all your relevant queries. If you think this video is beneficial for you, please do share the video with your friends, brothers, sisters and colleagues, so that they can also get benefit by watching this video. And finally, thank you very much for your precious time. Stay well and goodbye.